Hey, writers and news daters. So we've been talking here in Write to Publish about whether or not publishing can be a do-it-yourself project. And this is a question that I get a lot from a lot of would-be authors. They say, well, doesn't it happen that some authors do it on their own? Sure. You'll hear me say this a lot. For every rule, there's a successful exception. It's not to say that it couldn't happen, that people could publish on their own. However, like anything else in life, when we get professional help, we can accelerate our results. And so the writers who I see who are trying to make publishing a do-it-yourself project feel really frustrated. They feel like they're spinning their wheels. They're not really sure what to do, what's next, what kind of publisher do I want, what kind of agent do I want, what kind of query letter should I write, where do I start, what are the genre restrictions, how do I define my genre? There are a million questions that these do-it-yourselfers are asking, and kind of in this rough sea of, oh my goodness, I have no idea what I'm doing and I'm just winging it. And this is the reason why, one, a lot of these would-be authors end up giving up and never publishing, and two, why they feel so incredibly frustrated and like they're just kind of doing this random thing. And that's what we've been talking about this week. And yesterday I used the analogy of, you know, fixing my own car and not knowing where the whatchamajinger was, and then having to find out where the who's-a-ma-what's-it was, or whatever. Because I'm not a car mechanic. I don't know how to do that. I'm not an expert. If I try to make that a do-it-yourself project, my car probably isn't going to get fixed, or at least it's not going to get fixed well. And this is the frustration that so many would-be authors end up when they are looking to publish on their own. When writers work in a way where they're getting that professional support, they see accelerated results. What does that mean? It means that they're writing more, they're writing faster, and they're writing better. So they're creating more, they're generating more prose, and it's a higher quality. We see this every single week over in the Writing Gym VIP membership, over in the Writing Gym Mastermind, Publishing Mastermind, and I'm sure I'm gonna get some amens from some people who are participating in that program, because they know it, they live it, they see it every day, those results that they're getting, and how it really makes a difference to have taken that leap to get the professional support. The other thing that's a really interesting and awesome byproduct of working with a professional is a confidence boost, right? So these writers suddenly know what they do well, and it's based on actual craft requirements, and they also know what the publishing industry is looking for, so they know where to measure themselves up to. Let's go back to the car analogy. If I'm trying to fix my own car, I have no idea what good is. Maybe my car's running, I think that that's great, but I have no idea that there's a problem in the line because I'm not an expert. So they know what the standards are and where they measure up to them, and that's really powerful in confidence, in the confidence to submit our manuscripts for publication, which takes a lot of courage. So I'm gonna pick on one of our members today because we had a super interesting conversation. So Stephen is a current member of the Writing Gym Publishing Mastermind, and he's over there working to get his manuscript published. And one of the things, and you can ask Stephen about this here in the group, that he talks about a lot, he did self-publish a book and it didn't sell as well for him as he wanted to. He'll be the first to tell you that. And he treated it as a do-it-yourself project. He'll tell you that himself. He worked really hard to write the manuscript, to lay out the manuscript, to hire someone, to you know, do the cover, all of those things that people do when they self-publish, and ultimately it did not lead to the kind of results that he wanted. And as I said, he'll tell you himself that's why this time around he is looking for professional help. And that not only means being a member of the Writing Gym, but it also means looking for professional representation, an agent for his work. And so Stephen and I were talking this morning about his query letter and the agent that he is currently querying and what that looked like. And he needed some information. And so we were looking it up on the World Wide Web, as one does. We looked it up in a couple of, agent sources and websites and that kind of thing. We couldn't find the information on the agent that we needed. And so here's what I did. I picked up the phone and I called that agent on the phone because I know her. And we talked for a good half an hour about Stephen, about his manuscript, about what she wanted to see from Stephen. And she only works with high-level publishing companies. So she's working with the Big Five over in New York City. We all know what that means. And that's where Stephen is headed in working with this agent. And that's somebody that I can just pick up the phone and say, hey, what would you like to see from Stephen? What documents can we get you? How would you like this to be formatted? What are your preferences? So that is the power of professional help, of not doing it yourself. I don't know, maybe you have some agents on speed dial on your phone, but I'm gonna guess that you don't, or else you wouldn't be in a group called Write to Publish. You would be in a group called I've Published Tons and Tons of Books. So what do you want for yourself? That's ultimately the question. Do you want to continue spinning your wheels, feeling frustrated, wondering what to do, trying to put the pieces together, lacking confidence, not knowing what's next? Or would you prefer to make your life a little easier? Would you prefer to work with someone who can pick up the phone and make things happen for you? If you would prefer the latter as opposed to the former, if you're ready to move on from seeking every freebie out in the world and actually taking your writing seriously and stop making it a do-it-yourself project, I am excited to talk with you about your writing, where you want to go, and how you can get there. I'll throw a link in the comments section and you can drop yourself right into my calendar. We can chat via phone, we can chat via Skype. We're gonna brainstorm some quality solutions for you on how you can actually publish your novel this year. I can't wait to talk with you. Until then, happy writing.